Oh yeah, oh yeah, getting down with some Bhangra today. Yeah! Welcome to another episode of Masala Guitar. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, guys. Today's episode was really spectacular to do because it is inspired by a band called Bloodywood. Yeah, I said Bloodywood, not Bollywood. Now, I'm going to leave a link somewhere up here so that you can go and check them out and check out their songs, because they're a band out of India, in Delhi, and they are absolutely awesome. They're also doing a European festival tour, starting pretty much kind of within the next couple of weeks. Yeah! So go and check them out, and they're going to be doing a tour in the UK as well. They've got various dates in the UK. So yeah, I'm gonna make one of the dates. I'm definitely gonna make one of the dates. You know, it's my cousin's wedding before the London date, which I want to go to, but I'm still gonna make it. Yeah, because they are super awesome. And you know what? I discovered them about a year ago, a little bit before I started up Masala Guitar, and they did inspire and influence me, and you know, just gave me the confidence to actually do Masala Guitar. I'd been thinking about it for a while. Then it was absolutely time to do it after I saw their videos. So do check them out. Also, a very special guest on the show, Karan Katiyar, who is the guitar player in Bloodywood. I am going to be talking to him, and you're going to get to see that a little bit later on in the show. And he's such a super awesome dude, and yeah, you'll get the lowdown on the band Bloodywood. Yeah! So today, like I said, I combined some Bhangra with some metal, and it was just such a blast to do. It worked really well. And what I'm going to show you today is how I came up with that little melody at the beginning, which is very inspired by Bhangra music, and you'll actually hear it. If any of you who've heard like Bhangra music before, you would have heard something like this in those songs. So I'm going to show you how to play it, and the really important part is getting the rhythm right for this. That is so fundamental to the whole feel of it, and it's slightly different from the other stuff that I've done in Masala Guitar, so it's going to be an absolute blast to do. So I know you want to see this lick. Yeah! So I'm going to show you. Let's do it. Let's do some Masala Guitar licks, man. You know you want it, isn't it? Let's get going with it. Let's get going. I want to show you. You want to learn it? Yeah! Let's do it. Yeah! Yeah, that beat is so awesome, and I have gone all red today. Have my wonderful Pili Chickle Vola guitar, have a red pick, and I've gone with a red pedal as well. Just because it was that kind of day. Alrighty, so one of the fundamentals of Bhangra music was that beat that you heard in the beginning with the drum, which is called a dhol. And that beat I remember from my childhood, just hearing Bhangra music in the background. You know, I never really listened to Indian music in terms of kind of, you know, putting it on my tape deck, record player, etc., and listening to it. But I was surrounded by it, and that influence definitely went into my subconscious. So I remember that beat. And a lot of the time it's actually coupled with that melody, which I played, which I figured out on guitar. And it was an interesting one to do because the scale was kind of, it's almost kind of Mixolydian that I'm playing here, you know, because I'm actually playing the flat second in this one. So I'm playing in the key of E flat minor. E flat minor because my guitar is tuned down half a step. Yeah. And basically the really fundamental point of this was not just the melody, but like I said, the rhythm. I couldn't just play it as a... in straights. It had to have that inflection. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. It's kind of a swing beat type of thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. It's almost Van Halen-esque, right? Those of you who are Van Halen fans will recognize this from various Van Halen tracks. How he has that swing beat going. And that basically permeates this music, and it translated really, really well to playing it in that kind of, you know, metal style, that hard rock metal style. So the first thing to do when you play this is get that rhythm into your mind and your consciousness. That 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And counting out loud is a really, really good way to do it, because then you're kind of giving yourself an instruction. So when I'm doing the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I can do it silently, but I'm not hearing it. It's not like somebody's speaking it to me. I'm basically speaking it to myself when I'm doing the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So when I try and translate it to guitar, then I can utilize that as well. So, you know, if I just take that melody, so rather than just doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is just straight 8s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm actually changing the timing a little bit according to how I am essentially speaking it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and when I do it slowly, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I can basically translate it to that. Alrighty, so the notes that I played there were the 15th fret of the B string, and then I'm going to the 17th fret of the B. I'm using my second finger and my pinky. And you're probably asking, why don't you just use your first finger and your third finger? Well, because then I'm going to go to the high E string and I'm going to play the 13 and the 15. And I use my first finger, third finger for that. So that's the reason I'm using my second finger and my pinky on the B string. So I'm actually picking the 15 once, and then I'm going to the 17 and I'm doing the rest of the notes on there. So it's like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's literally just 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so 1 on the 15 and then 7 times on the 17 there. And that beat persists right the way through, and it basically kind of, you know, just follows the line of the doll drum, the beat that's going on in the background there. And it's basically kind of working alongside that. It's working right on top of there. So, okay, I did that. Now I do it 3 times in terms of 8 notes. And then I do a shortened version, so I'm only going to do half of it. So I'm going to do 1 and 2 and. Yep, so just those notes. And then I'm going to come up to the E string, and I'm going to do this. So the last 4 notes are going to be the 13th fret of the E string, 15th fret of the E, back to the 13 on the E, and then I come back to the 17 on the B string. So they're my 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm using that swing beat. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and essentially that's the whole of that lick. And I used it in a different position, which I'll show you in a second, but I'm persisting through that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And like I said, those guys, those of you who have kind of, you know, learned any Van Halen stuff which has a swing beat and kind of nailed that swing beat, it's going to be a piece of cake for you. Yeah. You're just doing this Masala style, man. Yeah. Alrighty, so when I play it slowly in its entirety, we get that. A little bit quicker. Which is super cool. One of the other things that I did was I kept the volume low on my guitar, so I didn't have full volume going. And basically what this did was when I was emphasizing the note, 1 and 2 and 3, the notes were popping out. So try that as well. And I was putting those inflections in on purpose because I really wanted that part to pop, you know. And it sounded great. Alrighty, like I said, I used this in a different position on the fretboard as well. I actually went up to here. Which is the same beat, right? But I'm doing it between the 17th fret and the 19th fret of the E string. And then what I did was picked up the 20th, did a full step bend up and down, and then came back to the 19th. And then you can use it in other places as well. Etc, etc. Pretty cool technique, eh? And I also used it in the rhythm for the second part. I started off by just doing that type of thing, but then in the second part of the song I basically kind of just did the same beat. Etc, etc. So you can use this in rhythm as well. So there you go, guys. A very, very super cool Masala guitar technique, man. We're doing some Bhangra metal today. Yeah, and I am loving it. I am really digging this. Alrighty, so like I said, I spoke with Karan, who is a super cool guy and great guitar player. So I'm going to show you the interview. Yeah, let's do it, man. Well, folks, I have someone very super special. I have Karan from Bloodywood on the line with me. And dude, it's so good to meet you. Introduce yourself and your band, because you guys are awesome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure to be here. And you know, with how things are going right now, our schedule is really tight. But I really wanted to do this because when you sent me the email, I went through your channel and I loved what you do with your guitars.
Thank you. That's really kind of you. Well,
especially the jewels that you add, I have never seen anything like that. They're so special. And meteorites of all, I mean, wow.
Thank you. Amazing. I appreciate that. You know, the whole thing about Masala guitar, it actually happened after I watched a couple of your videos about a year back. So you're directly responsible for Masala guitar, man, which is awesome. You know, well, we have a mutual friend in Rob Chapman, and Rob and I had spoken about my channel about 6 months prior to that. And he'd kind of put the idea in my head anyway. He'd said, you know, well, you're Indian and you play guitar, so how about doing something? So I'd kind of, you know, I was umming and ahhing about it. Then I saw your videos. I saw Ari Ari and one of the other ones, and it was like, you know what, I'm so doing this.
I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you did.
Well, thank you.
I mean, what you did with the Chapman guitar with the Hanuman artwork.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I showed it to some of my friends, and even they were stunned. Like there are very few people who work on guitars in India, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
absolutely, that's what you.
Yeah, thank you for that. That it was amazing creating that. It was just a stunning piece of, it's a great guitar, but Hanuman's very kind of precious to me for many many reasons. So yeah,
Right.
and it was tapping into the whole Monkey Lord thing with Rob Chapman
Mhm.
and stuff. So it was like, hey, that's the
Mhm.
perfect image. So hey, maybe I'll get one to do. I'll get to do one for you someday. Which would be an amazing thing. So, anyways,
Wow. Yeah.
we're here to
Mhm.
talk about your band, Bloodywood, which is just incredible. And I just saw the stats for the latest video that you guys put out a month back, and it's at 725,000 views, which is just
Yeah.
congratulations, dude. Seriously, that's
We
awesome.
really did not expect it to do so well. We really didn't, but well, people like it, so we're gonna do more of.
Good. It's fantastic, and I've watched some of your other videos as well. Quite a lot of your other videos, actually, and I love the way that you guys combined the Indian, the Punjabi beats, the
Mhm.
mentality with metal. How did that come about?
Wow. Okay. So it's kind of a long story, but I'll cut it short.
Sure.
So we when Jayant and I started doing this, we started off doing just covers, right? Like just plain simple metal covers of pop songs. For the reason behind it is that we just wanted to survive off metal, no matter what it takes. So I was actually a corporate lawyer before this. I did not like that stuff.
Wow.
I was a musician before, but I always wanted to be a full-time musician, but I did not like working a 9 to 5. But with corporate law, it was more like a 9 to 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
It just, it wasn't my thing. So I just wanted to, play music and, just get by. And then we decided that, okay, we'll start off with this, then we'll move on to originals, and then we'll see how it works out. So once our cover started getting a bit of traction, that's when we knew we had to phase into originals. And for originals, we knew we had to be original. So,
Yeah.
the sound has to be new. So we were trying to think of, ideas of what to do, what people haven't heard. And we came up with the idea of, how about Indian metal? How about Punjabi metal? And we first experimented with the cover itself of Mundiya To Bach Ke Rahi. It's a very popular Punjabi song. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you've heard it too in the
Yep.
UK.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So that worked really well. And then we thought, okay, it's still a popular song. We might still be, uh, capturing some of the audience that already knows that song. We want to test it with something that's less popular. So even though not a lot of people know this, but Ari Ari is actually a folk song covered by a lot of artists. A
Right.
lot of people have heard that song, and the most popular being Bombay Rockers. And then we made a metal version of that song, and that exploded. But not a lot of people in the West know about Bombay Rockers and that cover. So we knew, okay, now we're onto something. This is not a song that people know outside, but they still love it. And that's when we started off with our originals. G Veere, that did really well, Endurant, and of very recently, Machi Basar.
Yep.
It's working out really good. We were glad we found that sound, and that's how it happened.
Brilliant. Well, there are a couple of synchronicities here because you're an ex-lawyer. So am I, actually. That's what I used to do.
Oh,
For a
all right. All right. Finally. Finally, a lawyer who
Yeah.
quit law for the guitar.
I did. I quit the suit and tie. Well, I never cut my hair. That even through all of my work, I was lucky enough to work in the entertainment industry for a while. So I got to keep the hair and stuff. But yeah, I'm an ex-lawyer as well. So totally hear you, man. Totally get you.
Wow. Wow. Right.
But you know,
I've met a lot of engineers who quit their job to pursue music because
Right.
India has a lot of engineers,
yes.
but no law. And I'm glad you're the first, even though you're Indian, that counts. That counts a lot. Someone like me who did this, and every time I talk to someone, they're like, you should probably just get your job back.
Hey, we did it. That's awesome. We did it. And we did it with metal, which is even more awesome. Well, I think it's genius what you came up with, because it is a very kind of, it's your own thing. And I love how heavy it is, and just how much Indian influence there is in there as well at the same time, which is just a beautiful combination. Who inspired you to play? Who inspired the heavier stuff? Who are your influences?
I'd say my biggest influence would be Mark Tremonti from Alter Bridge. Even though, people don't like Creed, but I absolutely loved Creed when I was a kid. And then I think Creed inspired me to pick up the guitar, along with obviously so many other bands like Linkin Park and, Lamb of God and, some of the heavier bands, All Shall Perish and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think with the kind of stuff I like to play, it's very heavily influenced by Mark Tremonti.
Gotcha.
I love his riffing. I love his songwriting. In fact, I feel that I focused more on songwriting, because I came to know in some interview that he writes all the songs, and he also sometimes writes all the lyrics. And I was just, awestruck by how talented one person can be. And I tried to be as much as I could, like him to a certain degree. And besides that, I'd say after I picked up the guitar and, kind of developed a style of my own, Keshav Dhar from Sky Harbor, he also influenced me a lot. I mean, the music he came up with initially, I'm not sure whether you've heard of Sky Harbor. They're an Indian band with, they're very well known outside. They're in the prog metal scene.
Oh, cool. So awesome.
He had a very unique style of playing the guitar. And I was really inspired by him at that point in time too. So I guess those were my influences with respect to guitar.
Fantastic. And there's such a rhythmic element, and the songwriting element is so important, whether you're doing instrumental music or whether, you're doing it with lyrics. So that's something which really comes across, because it's about the song. It's not just about playing guitar for the sake of guitar. It's beautiful.
100%. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Serve the song before yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Always. Yeah. And, it's fun for the audience as well, because then they can relate to the music. I think, it's always about kind of, I know we do it for ourselves, but it's wonderful when other people get joy from it as well. So,
exactly. I think there's this fallacy of being an artist is that you always need an audience. Talent always needs an audience. And if the audience loves your music, there's absolutely nothing better than that.
Right. Now, you guys are going to be doing a festival tour and a tour of the UK soon, aren't you? It's mid-July that you guys start?
Yes.
Awesome. You must be looking forward to that.
To be honest, that it really hasn't sunk in yet.
Right.
So I was speaking to Rahul, the guy who raps in our videos, and he told me, I think he said that it'll sink in once we're on that flight to Dusseldorf for our first. And it's really surprising, because we have never played live.
Oh, wow.
We don't played live, and we're going straight to play festivals and cities, and it's a lot to take in. It's a lot of responsibility, but I think it really sinks. It'll really sink in once we're on that flight.
Definitely. So you guys rehearsing at the moment? You're prepping for the tour?
Yeah, all day, every day. Wow. That's what we're doing.
You'll have a blast. Trust me. You'll get out there and you'll do your thing, and it'll just be insane.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting you too. I really hope you make it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll be coming to the London show. I definitely want to come hell or high water. I'm going to make it to that show, dude. We'll get to hang out that day. That'd be wonderful to do. So, yeah. So you're doing dates around Europe first, and then you're coming to the UK to do a tour around some of the venues down here as well. So, how have you found the reception to your music? Because it's expanded really quickly. I'm assuming that within India it's like popular anyway, but outside of India, I've noticed that it's getting really, really popular as well, which is phenomenal to see.
Well, the interesting bit is that it's more popular outside than in India.
Right.
We're way more popular in the UK, in the US, in Germany than in India. So several of our shows in UK and sorry, I think several in Germany and the one in France, they're around 50% sold out in pre-sales.
Wow.
But the show that we're gonna play in India, I think we just sold 5 tickets.
Oh.
So it's really scary. We don't know what to expect, but it's a different market, and people tend to just buy tickets at the gate in India rather than go for pre-sale. Right. So we're hoping for the best, but if you look at the statistics, the US is the biggest listener of Bloodywood, followed by the UK, and then Germany, and then the rest of the world, and then India somewhere in the late 20s or something.
It'll catch up.
I hope so.
So, is there an album in the works?
I don't think we'll be releasing an album because we don't want to function in that way. We want to put out content constantly. So if we want to put out an album, we'll have to, hide in the studio for 6 months or 7 months at a stretch. And we really can't afford that. We just want to put out a video with a song every time, and as much of as many times as we can, because with albums I think it's kind of a redundant concept today.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Ola England, the guy,
absolutely, yes.
So I love his channel, and he himself, I always had this feeling that maybe we should never do albums and just put out singles and maybe EPs at max. And then in one of his videos, he said that albums are redundant and, you should focus more on quality content than try to cram out 10 songs and put them out and then tour for 2 years.
Right.
And at that point, I realized, I'm not the only guy who feels this way, and maybe that's how it is right now. So once we have a certain number of songs, we'll package those as an album, but we're not going to suddenly come up with 10 songs. That's not going to happen.
Sure. It's really interesting you should say that, because I have a very similar thought process. You can spend time actually doing an album, packaging it, and unfortunately it doesn't actually, it doesn't sell these days, and which is my focus as well. I do YouTube because it gives me an opportunity to actually share my music with people and be creative, rather than, focusing like 6 months on recording an album and then you just got to promote the hell out of it anyways, and that's actually quite a lot of work, and it's hard work and stuff. So that's really interesting. Your videos are absolutely fantastic because you have some wonderful locations to shoot in as well. So I guess you're using your locality quite a lot in order to shoot your videos, and when you're doing your shoots, I'm guessing you have the music playing in the background. Do people kind of come and watch and dance and kind of get involved and stuff?
All the time.
Fantastic.
There's this thing there's this joke that we crack amongst ourselves that if you want an Indian to freeze, just put a camera in front of him. So if there are cameras on the street, people just stop and stare. And I think that's okay. That's a part of how, it's just okay. You don't see metal bands like screaming and playing, running on the streets. So I do the same. I just stop and stare, join in. Maybe we haven't had anyone joining in,
right?
But we've had a lot of really interesting conversations, and people inviting us to their shops and restaurants after they watch us. They're okay, guys, come over, I'll give you some tea or something.
That's fantastic. That's really, really cool.
We've never had any problems. I mean, people they see that we're having fun and they have fun. So
right. Which is one of the wonderful things about India. It is such a vibrant place, and people love music, film, etc. It's a part of it's such a deep part of the culture, and when they see it, they hear it on the street, out anywhere, they want to be part of it, I guess. So it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. land of song and dance.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Yep, yeah. Well, I'm waiting to see a Bloodywood song in a Bollywood movie now. That'll be the next thing. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
It's probably going to happen sooner than you think.
Oh wow, fantastic! Excellent. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So the metal scene in India is expanding. I know that I know a couple of Indian musicians who've been kind of playing for a while and stuff, and that whole scene is expanding within India, isn't it? It's kind of getting bigger.
I'd say that over the past few years, bands have definitely started to pump out better content. They've started to focus on videos. There's definitely more quality coming out.
Right.
But the one problem that I think is kind of, I've noticed recently is that there's a huge lack of venues. I mean,
Right.
there are no places you can play metal, even in the big cities like Delhi and Mumbai. So I'd say, yeah, the bands are getting better, the content is getting better, but they just can't play live.
Right.
There's a huge. I mean, there aren't enough venues. 5 years back, there were so many venues. You could just go and ask the venue owner, and they'll let you play.
Mm-hmm.
But today, even in Delhi, which is a huge city, there are about just 2 or 3 venues at maximum, and they'd still prefer a general commercial band over metal any day.
Right.
So
Right.
it's got its pluses and minuses. There are things that are getting better. There are things that are getting worse. But I think it's better because bands will now focus more towards online content, which is very important. I feel today it's 2019. You absolutely cannot go. You can't climb that broken ladder of playing shows and then getting popular. You have to have an audience before you start playing a show. That's what I
Right.
feel.
Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, the landscape has changed. Well, it's been wonderful having you on the show, and you know what? It's been you guys have been such a big inspiration on myself, and I'm sure on many others, and you'll continue to be. So, much success and love to you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the road when you get down here. It's going to be epic.
I really hope it happens. I really want to meet you and then, chill over a few beers and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, totally. And hey, next time I come to India, I'm going to try and come to Delhi and hang out with you guys.
If you come to Delhi, you have to let me know. I'll show you how.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome, actually. We'll end up doing a video together. You know that if we're in the same city.
For sure. We have to.
Karan, thank you so much, and have a fantastic tour. And guys, go and check out Bloodywood and their songs. It's just epicness. It is Indian. It is Masala. It's guitar. It's Masala guitar epicness.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, man. He is such a super cool guy, isn't he? And it's a super cool band as well. Like I said, go and check them out on YouTube and Facebook and their website, etc. And if they're playing in the town near you, go and see them, because it is gonna be one hell of a party at that show. Yeah! Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. Any questions or comments, please do leave them in the comments box below. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel by clicking the link, and click the bell notification as well, so you know when new videos come out. There are some super cool videos planned for the next couple of months as well, so you're going to want to see them. Yeah! Please also give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media, etc, etc. And have a fabulous day. Go do some boom, man. Yeah! Go put on some Bloodywood tunes and dance to it. You know you wanna. Alrighty, I'm looking forward to doing another episode of Masala Guitar really soon. I'll bring you a new lick really soon. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, and I shall see you soon. Here's the place where we're going. Yeah!